Hello guys, welcome back. It's Emmanuel here. Today I want to show you how to create a simple event flyer. As we are heading towards the Xmas, a lot of events is going to happen, and as a designer, one way or the other, maybe you may have the opportunity to work with any client who will give you the chance or opportunity to work on their event flyers. So without further ado, I just want to show you a simple format or just a quick way to create any event flyer within the Xmas festive season. So without further ado, let's move straight to Adobe Photoshop and see the magic. So now let's get to Photoshop. So first, you create a new document for the event flyer. For this particular one that we are going to work on, actually a client gave me the opportunity to create event flyer for them, and then surely they are going to print it out. So I decided to use a size of A5. So let's move straight to the create new document section and then create our new document. So what you're going to do is you move straight to print, then at the print section choose A5. You can maintain the size millimeters, or better still you can change it to inches. Hit on create to get your new document set. Now I've already gathered my resources that I'm going to use for this particular flyer. So if you don't have this particular resources in your session, you can just use any personal photo. So these are the resources I'm going to use. So these are various artists that I'm going to use. Just a musical event flyer. So I have my artist all together, and then I have background, I have my DJ, and I have another background that I'm going to use for this particular event flyer. So in case you don't have all these resources, it shouldn't prevent you from following our tutorial. You can also just gather some few pictures together and then use the pictures as your various artists. So now let's go back to Photoshop. Now once we have been able to create our document, what we do is just give it a solid background. Okay, so I'll give you the color code. So just move straight to the adjustment layer and then click on the solid color. So at the solid color, what we are going to do is you just type in this color code hashtag 4C. This is the color code I actually use for the event, so I want you to maintain the same color code. So hashtag 4C 1313. Okay, 1313. So this is the color code I used for the event flyer I'm going to show you. So now the next thing is we just move straight and then drag in our backgrounds and few background. Okay, so just move straight to the resource. I have a city, just a tower in a city. So I love this background, so I just drag it inside our main our main document. So once the background loads, what you do is we just gonna set the blending option and then reduce the opacity. So let's just give it a time. It seems like my machine is a bit down. I don't know, I've loaded it a lot, so let it drop. So you just hit on enter, then you click and then drag it upwards. Okay, just expand it, that's what I mean, expand it a bit, and then you hit on OK. So what you do is you move straight to the blending mode option. Rather, you just click and set it to valley or screen. So let's put it to screen for meantime, and then reduce the opacity. Okay, reduce the opacity to about 18. All right, 18 is okay, and then drag it upwards again. Right click on it and rasterize the layer. Now give it a layer mask and then set your brush by pressing B on the keyboard. You can increase the size of your brush in case your brush is not showing as it's supposed to be showing. Maybe your caps lock is on. The moment you turn it off, then you get the size of the brush being activated once again. So just increase the size of the brush and then brush off these particular portions. Okay, so once you are done, you can increase the opacity again. Something like this is okay. Now the next background we are going to use is the Christmas tree. I have some Christmas tree background, it's very nice. So we click on this one and drag it in Adobe Photoshop, and then that one to just drag it and position it at the side like this, and then set it to overlay. All right, set it to overlay, and then drag it at the corner, at the top corner, and increase the size a bit for me. So reduce the opacity. Okay, just reduce the opacity to about 20-25, and then drag it on top of the city. Make sure it's on top of the city. Create a layer mask and then brush off these portions. All right, yes, brush off these portions. Okay, brush off these portions. So once you are done, just increase the opacity a bit like this, and still position it at the corner. All right, something like this. So you can click on the city background once again and then feed the portions that cover the Christmas tree. All right, so this portion you can just clear it off a bit, something like this is okay. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are just going to drag in our various artists. So, or better still, we can just type the title of the event. So let's deal with the title first. So the main subject or the main theme of the event is Xmas Afro Jams. So you just click on the background, then you press T on your keyboard, click, and then the font we are going to use for this Xmas Afro Jam is, we are going to use a font called July 8 and then Aurora BT. So we use July 8 for the word Xmas. So just type in capital XMAS for the Xmas side. When you finish, just increase the size. Okay, increase the size, and then you are going to have something nice like this. It's very nice. I love this font a lot. So what you do is you can duplicate it by holding Ctrl or Command G on your keyboard. Okay, so drag it on top of the background so that you have access to duplicate it easy. Ctrl or Command G on your keyboard. All right, so this one, position it, reduce the size, and then let's change this one, the font, to I think Aurora BT. Yeah, this one. And then write Afro Jams. Okay, just write Afro Jams in caps, Afro Jams, something like this in caps, and then reduce the size, position it at the middle like this, and then reduce the size once again. Okay, so now here we go. So once you have this Afro Jams, we can still apply a lot of colors or a lot of effects. So I want us to change the color. So you can use this color code. Let me give you this color code, #FC. All right, just type FC. Just type FC 8902. Yeah, I think let's add 2 to it. Yes, I love this color. And then you give it a stroke of white. Okay, you give it a stroke of white. So let's give it a nice stroke, but the stroke is going to be color white. So we set the stroke aside, and then we are good to go. So you have something like this. Set the stroke to 40, and I think 40 is enough. So you can set the stroke to 40 to have something like this, what I have on the screen. Okay, so now that we are set with the title, we can apply some few style to the word Xmas. So let's duplicate, Ctrl or Command J. So I want us to increase the duplicated layer. Okay, just increase the duplicated layer a bit. So just click and then stretch it, something like this. Okay, yeah, it's okay. And then hit on OK. Right, just go to the your marking tool, and let's cut portions of the selected layer. So let's clear this particular portions off. All right, so rasterize the layer type first, and then clear off these portions, and then let's clear this particular portion again, clear it. Okay, so you're going to have something like this. You get my point? So you can still increase it, give it a space a bit, something like this is okay for me. All right, so now this kind of a style. So if you see this and you're not careful, you may think it's a particular the font, that's just the nature of the font, but you yourself can apply more styles to the text you have on the screen. All right, so what you do next is you can group this thing together. Okay, just select them together, hit Control Command G on your keyboard to have access to, play with them together. You see one was not added, so just drag it inside. You get my point? And then you can now drag them together. You can position them at the center by hitting Control Command A and then you select center align. All right, we are good to go. So now let's move to the next part of the work. So what we are going to do next is let's duplicate this particular typography here and clear the layer style. So right click on it and clear layer style. You get my point? Drag it outside of the group because it's going to be a different section of the content on the flyer. So what you do is you reduce the size and then give it color white. So we click and give F6. Okay, hit OK. All right, press the F6 times. 1 2 3. I think 3 is even okay. So that's when your caps lock is on. So with this one we are going to write the name of the event session, or the place the event is going to happen, or who is actually hosting this event. I think it's a particular pub, so we just write the name of the pub. So that is a PSV pub, and then you press enter and then you add the word pub. All right, but you close the gap. Okay, close the gap, come here a bit and then close the gap. Yeah, this way is okay. You get my point? And then now let's change the font to Poppins. Let's change the font to Poppins extra bold. So I have Poppins here, and then we can use extra bold, reduce the size, and then position it at the top corner here. All right, just position at the top corner here. Somewhere here is okay. All right, yeah, somewhere here is okay. You can drag in and bring your title down a bit, yeah, so that it doesn't blend or it doesn't be in line with the host. So we have something like this. All right, so you can drag it down a bit, create more. Yeah, you are just decorating it, so you can just draw some kind of rectangle behind it and give it a color. Maybe pick this color instead, and then I think it's showing neatly. All right, so click and then drag the same word, and then let's add the word present. So these people are presenting to us the event that we are designing. You get my point? So we will change the present to a font called Cat Calling Demo something. I think that's the name of the font. Let me check. Yeah, that's Cat Calling Demo. So let's use this font. I love this font, so you can maintain it here. I think the position is okay, so just maintain Cat Calling Demo here. So the next thing we are going to do is let's drag in our artists. You get my point? Let's drag in our artists, our various artists, the subject artists and the other sub artists. So we are good to go. All right, we are almost there. So just click on the background and then let's move, or let's drag them on top of this triangle. That's all. So let's go to our resources. So first thing first, you drag in the artist number 1, drag in, and then I position him at the center. Okay, he's the main subject, so just drag him here. All right, something like this is okay. Just hit on OK so that later you can work on it. You can reduce this particular Xmas jams word here, position it at the top. All right, and then we have artists here. All right, we have our artists. Dragging, and then yeah, we are good to go. We have more artists coming, so we are not going to give him all the space. You get my point? So what we are going to do is create a layer mask and then pick your brush tool. All right, we are just going to fade some portions because we are not giving the whole space. So you just brush up, take your time and then brush up these particular portions. All right, so just take your time and then all these portions. All right, yeah, I think we are good to go. All right, yes, so you can drag him and then reposition him again, once again. Yeah, we are good to go. So the next artist, we bring the next artist inside. So for you to get accurate pictures, in case maybe there may be a mistake, so the moment you drag in the image, what you do is you hit Ctrl or Command J to duplicate the image, hide one image. So in case as you are fading and if you have any challenge, you don't delete it and drag it again, you just pick the one that you hidden. That's all. So let's drag in our next artist. I think who is next? Let's drag in this gentleman here, the third one. I think let me drag him here, yeah, and then drag him beneath the main artist. Okay, so what I was trying to say is you hit Ctrl Command G, duplicate it into 2, turn off 1. So in case you are fading and you have any challenge, you just go and pick it directly. That's what I mean. All right, so just drag him here and then position him somewhere here, yeah. And then what you do next is you create a layer mask and then brush portions off. All right, so something like this is okay. Now let's go to the next artist and drag this gentleman here, and then let's see what happens next. I think yeah, we have this gentleman here. So what you do is you can duplicate his photo into 2, take off 1 and then use 1. All right, so you use this particular one, create a layer mask and then fade the portions off. Okay, just take your time and then do that. All right, and then you can reduce the size a bit. Yeah, you can reduce the size a bit. Yeah, because he is not the main subject, so we keep arranging our designs. Let's move on to the next artist. All right, I think there are about 6 or 7, so let's go to the next one. So we are working on this one and then that one. So let's bring in our gentleman here. I think let's position him behind this one. All right, so we can just drag him beneath this gentleman. All right, yeah, beneath this man. I think, yeah, I want something like this. You get my point. So you can just hit Ctrl Command G, duplicate it, take 1 off, create a layer mask for 1 and then let's brush him off. Yes, I want him to be hidden at the back like this. Yes, it's quite simple. So this way is going to be okay. All right, so now let's move into our resources, and I think we have this gentleman here. Yeah, let's drag in this gentleman. All right, here to drag him beneath, or let me see, behind all of them. Yeah, so I think we can drag him behind this gentleman. Yes, and then reposition him well. Okay, reposition him well. Yeah, thank you. Something like this. I think his style has to show a bit, he's folded in arms, and then I think that kind of style. You get my point. So yes, then we go. I think it's on point. So you duplicate the image into 2, turn off the first one or the second one, create a layer mask and then fade off portions of that gentleman. Okay, and then I think you can reposition this gentleman again. Yeah, and then bring this one together a bit, and then bring this gentleman here together, but resize him a bit, and then all of them, select the images together. Okay, select from the first to the end and group them, Ctrl Command G. So when you turn it off, everything goes off together. So now you can position them the way you want. All right, you can drag them here, you can drag them there, however you want it. So now once we have been able to drag in our various artists, the next thing we are going to do is we write, I think the DJ has not come yet. We have DJ here. This is our DJ. All right, we position him somewhere, don't worry. So let's create a portion for the DJ. I think maybe the DJ should come to the top of the other artist layers, and then maybe create some kind of rectangle or something like that to position our DJ. So let's drag our DJ here. Yes, create some nice rectangle, and then give it a color. Maybe let's give it some, we will change the colors later. So hit Ctrl Command J, duplicate it, and I think reduce it a bit, something like this. All right, and then position it at the top. All right, and then you can duplicate it once again. The next one we are going to do is change the color to a different color. Take the second one and that one to change the color to pure white. F, you are there, right? And then now we have something like a frame. You get my point. And then the last layer, this particular one behind, I think we can give it a stroke instead. So what you do is you turn off the fill. All right, go to the layers tab panel and then give it a stroke. And the stroke we are going to give is maybe yellow or something like that. Okay, so let's give it maybe something yellow or something gold. You get me? So you click on the color adjustment layer and then let's give it some deeper light yellow. Give it 2. Okay, hit OK. And then I think we have this nice frame down here, and then here we have the middle one. So now we drag in our DJ. So now let's go get our DJ and then position him somewhere in our layers. So drag the thing here, and then you can increase the size.